Introduction. Research is significant for academic and scientific purposes. For research to be effective, different research perspectives must be considered. This paper aims to present various research perspectives and their importance for research in sports. The 5 perspectives considered in this paper are application, objectives, types of information sought, the presence of data, and data source. Application. The basic component of research is informed by research application. The research application describes the methods and approaches used for a study. Research may be basic or applied. Basic research is conducted for collecting information, while applied research is conducted to respond to specific problems. Most sports research studies involve quantitative and historical methods because sports research studies are usually performed to innovate or improve sporting activities. The application of these research studies focuses on enhancing existing sports policies and planning sports events. Application is the fundamental ingredient for preparing a valid research study. Objectives. The research objectives discuss the purpose of the research. The objectives refer to the research questions and highlight the primary basis of the research. For example, research may be conducted to determine the percentage of sports lovers in a particular geographical location. The research objective does not focus on the results of the research but identifies what motivates the research study. This research perspective influences all the other perspectives of any research. Types of information sought. The previous research perspective directly controls the information sought for any research study. Once the researcher identifies the objective of the research, they must consider the data and information required to accomplish the objectives. Most research studies integrate primary and secondary information. The primary data refers to the information that is sought specifically for the research study being conducted and is gathered by performing deliberate and direct activities related to the research study. The secondary information refers to information that has already been gathered and analyzed by previous research studies. Both primary and secondary information is significant for any research because they serve as historical and potential evidence. In sports research, the research may consider gathering various forms of information using either historical data or projected records. The success of any research is hinged on the source of information used for the study, and a researcher must be conversant with the available sources of research. Presence of data. The responsibility of the researcher is to choose the best research methods available when conducting research. However, the researcher must consider the availability of the preferred data source. The research application may require a specific form of data to be used, but the availability of such data is not always guaranteed. The researcher must consider the availability of the data and the ease with which such data may be accessed. For example, the researcher may intend to investigate the present and potential number of viewers during football games. The data necessary for such research is easily accessible since ticket records are readily accessible from sports management organizations. Data source. The data source is a research perspective closely related to the presence of data. The data source validates the available data. The researcher must consider the validity of the data used for the research by analyzing the methods used for the research study. In sports research, it is easy for the researcher to evaluate the verifiability of the data used for performing research studies because of the availability of sports regulatory organizations. You can find this and many other essay samples on our website, studycorgi.com.